So F1 25 My Team 2.0 just got its deep dive and we have a lot to talk about. Here is everything you need to know. So the deep dive pretty much begins with the confirmation that being able to play as an owner driver is no longer a thing. They are shaking things up with this My Team 2.0. And a lot of the changes here are actually really, really good, and a lot of what we've been asking for years, really. You know, this is the first proper My Team update ever since F1 2020. So, yeah, almost everything that you've probably ever asked for My Team gets added here. But the caveat, of course, is being unable to play as the owner driver now, which is a shame. It's a shame, and I think it works to the mode's detriment. But I think enough people are going to complain about it to the point that it will probably be added back in F1 26. But it's a nice little shake-up, I suppose. You know, maybe it will make other people's YouTube series look pretty good. For content creators, this is a bad thing, but for you, it might not necessarily be a bad thing. You know, you can always play as yourself in the driver career mode anyway. So yeah, first things first, we get to like manage our facilities. Hopefully we get to change the look of our owner. I don't want to play as this guy, I'm not gonna lie. But as a team owner in My Team, you'll be required to manage many of the team's facilities, each with a unique responsibility. We've got the engineering facility, separating research and development for the first time. When developing a part you've spent time researching, you'll need to decide where to focus the team's efforts. You can choose to develop parts for both drivers simultaneously. However, while this execution will cost less, it will take longer. So we can actually do what the teams do in real life and prioritize a driver, giving them the upgrades first, which is pretty cool, actually. I really like that. That's not something I would have asked for. In fact, now that I'm reading this, right after watching the trailer, there is one thing that they haven't added that we've all been asking for, probably more than anything here, but I'll get to that later. Reflecting the changes made to the real-world sport, your team's placement in the Constructors' Championship will impact your resource points income. That is really, really cool. Hopefully this also applies to the driver career mode. More on that in a bit. The personnel facility introduces a new driver contract system which with unique outcomes, giving you the opportunity to negotiate with multiple drivers on the approach to the contract window. So that basically works as is always done, just it has its own sort of menu now. Yeah, transfers work pretty much the same. You'll probably still have like the cutscenes and stuff that you had in driver career mode added to the My Team. We'll see. The really cool thing about personnel is that you can also customize the workforce. So you're not signing like team principals or you know, certain like heads of R&D or whatever, but you're kind of aligning how much funds go into a particular part of the team, because you're going to need to manage your funds this year. The cost cap thing is a thing in the game now, so I like that, having to manage the funds and stuff. And yeah, that plays into this next part. The finance management is where the corporate facility comes into play. By spreading your outgoings effectively throughout the season, you'll keep your head above water, so review your spending often. The corporate facility is also where you'll be able to customize your team's livery using the new decal editor. So yeah, we'll get more of that on a deep dive, but there is the confirmation that we are finally getting a decal editor. Guys, if you played F1 24 at launch or even now, you'll see the complete lack of any liveries, especially at launch. You had like one. I think you got extra Bitcoin for pre-ordering, but even then you only got like maybe I think 2-3 other liveries out of that, and they were all like really generic. You know, My Team was a complete disaster last year, mainly because of that. You know, there was no real incentive to make your own team when the liveries were so lackluster and generic, you know. And if you didn't have Bitcoin, well, too bad. You'll be using the generic F1 24 livery, and, you know, it didn't look like a proper team livery at all, which was a big shame. So, seemingly they've backstepped on that a little bit, but I feel like I feel like we're all getting a bit too hyped about it. This is not going to be like a vinyl or a wrap editor. I think it's genuinely just going to be a decal editor where you get to put like change where the sponsors are and stuff. Even the photo that we've seen of the black F1 car with the stars all over it, that seems to be literally just decal spread all over. I think this is going to be a big disappointment because there's no way they're going to remove actual liveries from the Bitcoin thing from the store. So keep your expectations really low on that. Not that I mind anyway. I usually find one or two liveries that I'm fine with for the entire life cycle, but I know some people really, really care about this. So yeah, again, keep your expectations to a minimum. The new Team HQ will allow you to explore an entirely new facility improvement system with a wealth of strategies for you to pursue. Just as with everything else in my team, you have the choice of how you want to expand your facilities and grow your team. Would you prefer to fill gaps in your team's expertise or double down on your strengths and dominate the competition? Triggering upgrades and resolving contract negotiations with drivers earns you XP as a team owner, which can then be used to unlock further training points to tailor your personal management style. Let's have a look. Strategic responsibilities. So with no longer being able to be an owner driver, you do at least get to choose between both drivers. So you'll probably get an option to choose one or the other before each race, hopefully. And they go into this here. Would you rather push for the Drivers' Championship with a particular driver or push for the Constructors' Championship with the second driver backing up the more dominant first team, the first driver? Who knows? We'll see. Developer fan base, so accolades from driver career mode are from last year are coming into the My Team. And that's really about it. We get to choose icons as usual. The AI teams actually now get to have the icons. I personally don't care about it because I never use the icons anyway, but for those of you who do, that's for you. That's going to be cool. And yeah, that's about it. Driver career mode, you'll be able to play as Connor Sport, apparently. It did say in the YouTube chapters, but they didn't say it in the actual game, in the actual trailer, I mean, the actual deep dive. But if you have a look at the timestamps, they do say you'll apparently be able to play as Connor Sport or APXGP in the driver career mode. Not that I think anybody's going to do that anyway. And that is pretty much it. There's a lot of changes in the My Team, trying to bring it closer to what F1 Manager was doing, I think. But again, we need to bring it back to the owner-driver thing. I think it's a huge detriment removing that. For those who actually did like playing as their own character for the My Teams. You know, this doesn't just apply to content creators, but I don't understand the argument that I'm getting in the comment section of that video that, oh, it's not realistic anyway. It's a video game. Who cares? I think pushing for realism so much has made these games so awful, you know? You go back to the older F1 games and all the cutscenes that we used to have in the career mode. They weren't necessarily realistic, but they were still really cool, you know, and they still felt really immersive. Now everything's pushing for realism so hard that we're kind of forgetting to have fun a little bit, and being able to be the owner driver in your team was a fun thing. And them removing that, I was really disappointed with it. I was already shouting at my screen 1 minute into the deep dive, because why would they do this? This was exactly what a lot of us were afraid of, and they've done it. Again, though, I do think the outcry is going to be enough of, like, we're going to make enough noise on that they'll see, yeah, maybe that was the wrong decision, and be able to do it in F1 26, you know? I think they'll add it back for F1 26, where you'll be able to port your online, like your F1 World character into the career mode, just like you can kind of do usually, like being able to port your already made helmets and race suits and stuff like that. Hopefully that gets added. Like, they could probably do it in this game, but you know they won't. They'll use it to hype up F1 26. We'll see. We've still got driver career mode though, and a lot of us didn't play F1 24 that much, you know. A lot of my 150 hours were put into the ranked multiplayer. And then I only did one season of the career mode, and like everybody else, I ended up quitting the game. So there's still a lot of things for us to really experience, really. I do know that the driver career mode was a bit broken in later seasons, so hopefully they fix that and it doesn't carry on over to my team. But we'll see. We'll see. That's pretty much everything we need to know. That's pretty much everything that I was interested in. So don't expect another F125 everything you need to know video, because everything that I care about I've already now covered. So we have more deep dives coming soon on Breaking Point, the livery editor and stuff like that, actual gameplay as well. But yeah, again, it's not as important. The gameplay is, but yeah, I'm not needing to make a video talking about the gameplay, you know. Just don't do F124 did. In fact, just fix the AI. F124 handling actually ended up being okay after about a month, but the AI was just so bad that I couldn't play it. That needs to be addressed as quickly as possible. I can't believe they're leaving that as one of the last deep dives. But yeah, that is everything you need to know about F125 My Team 2.0. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and I will see you all in the next video. Until next time, peace.